Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Steele. I'm a naturopathic doctor and founder of Holistic Family Practice in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I would like to talk to you guys about quick fixes because when a person gets to the point where they're unwell, they tend to have a desperation and they want to feel better fast. And what I want to educate people on is the idea and the concept that the body doesn't develop disease quickly. I know that many people are unconscious with their health, meaning that they're not being present or paying attention to all the little subtleties. And so they don't recognize that, okay, maybe I felt this a while ago, and then this happened, and then this happened. And they don't see that all of these different nuances to their health are all connected and they're all building into something. We often dismiss a lot of our symptoms as just kind of, oh, well, that's in passing, or maybe I ate something, or, we make up all kinds of different reasons in our minds to neglect ourselves. And so then once something becomes a bigger issue or bigger problem, then we have anxiety and desperation and we want to fix it and we want to fix it fast. Typically, most people will go the more traditional route. So they'll go to, let's say, their primary care. Primary care may or may not understand the combination of symptoms or may offer a medication or maybe do some additional tests. Maybe they find something, maybe they don't. The patient doesn't get relief with that. They'll go to several specialists, kind of the same dog and pony show, because a lot of times it's the function of the body that's inhibited. So anatomy are the structures of the body, and then physiology is the function. So how those structures, how those organs actually work together. And so when the structure and the function of the body, or rather the function of the body is impeded, that's when the body breaks down and disease develops. There's two kind of main reasons that the body breaks down. It's nutrient deficiencies, meaning not getting enough nutrition, either from the diet or not breaking down, digesting, or even assimilating what the person is eating. Most people on average that I see in my practice are really only assimilating maybe 50% of the nutrients that they're taking in. A lot of it, I think, has to do with the herbicides, pesticides, and GMOs, and a lot of the food-like substances that do damage to the digestive tract. So then the body goes more nutrient deficient, and those biochemical chains that are designed to make the body actually work are not able to work properly. So then toxicity begins to build up in the body, and then that toxicity eventually turns into symptoms and then eventually disease process. It takes a long time for that to occur. Now there's a lot of different factors that are included with that: organ health and hygiene, stress, mental and emotional state, environmental exposures. So it's never one thing. It's very nuanced. There's a lot of different mechanisms. But I wanted to jump on to just talk about the quick fix concept. A lot of people get into this mindset, especially when they come into my practice, where they have a problem and they want a solution, right? So, but they get on this rat wheel of problem, solution, problem, solution. So, okay, so I'm coming in for this problem, now fix it, right? It's not my job to fix it. It's my job to educate the person and teach them what they need to do in order for them to heal, right? And so if the patient doesn't follow through or is non-compliant, they're impeding and inhibiting their own healthcare. I tend to break things down in my practice where I go maybe over 2 or 3 concepts at a time, because the biochemistry of the body is very complex. And so there's, one problem that the patient perceives, but then I'm looking at the function and restoring the function of the body, because as a naturopath, I believe the body can heal itself if it's given the right environment. We just have to create the right environment, which means we've got to repair those biochemical chains that are broken. So there's problem, then the patient wants it fixed, right? And even if I fix that one problem, right, there's going to be another problem, and then they want it fixed again. And it just keeps you on this rat wheel of quick fix solution. The other thing to keep in mind, out of desperation, a lot of times people will reach for pharmaceuticals or things like that. Understand that a synthetic may have a short-term result, but what it's going to do is drive whatever the cause is deeper into the tissues. So think about like a steroid is a good example of this. So let's say a patient has a skin condition, right? Which is, most skin conditions come from internal, specifically small intestines imbalances issues, right? Or, overgrowths of different things. Could be also liver issue. So Patient has a skin condition and they put on a topical steroid in order to, address the itching or the histamine response or whatever's going on. What that's going to do is drive it deeper into the cell wall. So when you go to heal that, you have to actually heal, clean out, detox the steroid, and then also get to the root cause. So you're actually putting layers upon layers upon layers. Now, with that being said, I'm not an all or nothing. I'm not a allopathy is bad or pharmaceuticals are bad. I'm actually not anti-pharmaceutical, believe it or not. We want to use these things very strategic for a period of time, so that it makes sense, right? So there is a need for different synthetic agents. However, we want to use clinical practice in order to understand what fits where, right? There's a natural order to things. And so we may have to stabilize this here while we're working on this. A good example of that would be a thyroid condition. So, patient comes in, their thyroid is up and down and up and down and up and down. Very difficult to heal the body like that. So we may sometimes have to put the patient on, a synthetic, thyroid support while we're working on gut health issues, while we're working on getting the autoimmunity figured out, while we're working on cleaning out the blood or whatever needs to happen as a result, or getting the adrenal glands balanced or whatever needs to happen. So we do work integratively, in our practice to be able to determine. So, but it's all therapeutic order. So we go, okay, this maybe needs to start here, and this second, this third, this fourth, this fifth, because the body has an order to which it heals. So hopefully that's a helpful education on quick fixes. I know it's tempting to want to feel better fast. Unfortunately, there really are no quick fixes. In healthcare, there's just not. The body's very complicated. There's a lot of different moving parts. Every human being is different based off of, genetics, methylgenetics, biochemistry, etc. So we want to keep all of that in mind. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments.